Welcome in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hopefully you all are doing well. We've got lots to talk about today. Fantasy football stuff. First look at the weekend. We did a little preview yesterday of the early betting lines for the week. So we can talk a little bit about that. Aiden, so if you guys remember, that would have been a week ago today. Aiden came on the stream, who works at Rolling Insights along with me, and we helped him out with his fantasy draft. And then he sent me his team. I thought it looked pretty good. So I think he's going to get in here any second now. We're going to take a look at his team, talk waiver wire stuff. And then I also have this guillotine league that we need to look at as well. So lots to talk about. If you guys have questions about anything, let me know. If you guys made any big pickups in your leagues, let me know what you guys did there as well. Let me see. I think he's in here. Aiden, I'm going to add you in if you're good to go. Aiden, how's it going? How's your week so far?
I'm well. Hope everyone in the chat's doing well. How are you, Ben?
Doing good. So, that would have been a week ago today. You had your draft.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I think if you want to pull it up on your end, you can, and then I can pop it up on our screen. But I think what you sent me, your team looked pretty good, except for the super unlucky incident to where you had Xavier Worthy and he got taken out by his own teammate, which was super unfortunate. But overall, I think the team looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you put up 0 points because you get injured 30 seconds into the game, that's just, there's nothing you can do about that. That's just.
Yeah, that's a tough scene. I did, I think I only have Worthy on one team, and I did somehow still win my matchup, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I unfortunately kind of got blown out of the waters this first week just because I was up against Lamar. This guy had Brees Hall, Marvin Harrison, and Debo. So
yeah, that's tough.
That was tough first week. He did Boswell as well. So it's just he popped off.
Yeah, 59 yards or whatever, 60 yards at the end of the game there.
Yeah, he dropped 15 points on me. So we need some moves here. So Ricky Pearsall, he did all right for me.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Hurts and Barkley, they did pretty good. But we're looking for kind of some receivers, I think. Because obviously, as mentioned, Worthy dropped 0 points. Jameson Williams only got us 4.6, and then Matt Golden with 2.8. So,
yeah. Ryan, let me think on that one. Trey, what's up? So from what I'm seeing, your team was Barkley, Kyron Williams, Jalen Hurts, Xavier Worthy, Jameson Williams, Ricky Pearsall, Matthew Golden, Tucker Kraft, Jaden Blue, Keenan Allen, Ray Davis. That's your first 11 picks or so right there. So
yeah.
You're obviously set at running back. No need to worry there. I think you said, if I remember correctly, you said you start 2 receivers in a flex?
We got 3 receivers.
Okay, 3. Okay, so 3 in a flex. So you're going to be you're starting Jameson Williams and Pearsall, no doubts. And then I think you slide in Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen had a good role.
Yeah.
In week 1. So I think those 3 are locks along with your running backs, and then quarterback is obviously taken care of. So we're looking for who you're going to play at flex this week, I think would be our big question here.
Yes. So how do we want to do this?
I think that if you want to share on your end, just click it at the bottom there, and then I should be able to pull it up. But if not, then I mean, we can just kind of go through who's available. Trey said, hoping for a Matthew Golden masterclass tomorrow night. I am too. We'll see about Jaden Reed. Not sure if he'll be able to get ready for a short week because he was pretty. I didn't know if he was going to play week 1. He ended up playing and scoring. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Let me add this on here. All right, so okay. So we've got.
Yeah, so it looks like our waiver claims have already been processed, like for the rest of the.
Yeah. So okay, Harold Fannin got scooped up. Quentin Johnson gets scooped up. Juwan Johnson, Calvin Austin, and a defense. Okay, nothing crazy there.
Yeah.
So here's where my head is at. So I'm not worried about Jameson Williams' bad game. First one, Jared Goff's usually worse on the road and outdoors. Jameson Williams is usually worse outdoors as well. He has really positive splits on turf in his career, which would make sense because he's really fast. And that's going to play more on the turf. He's also been better at home in his career. And that was like Detroit's first game with new coordinators. Jared Goff was under pressure, basically the most he's ever been during his time with the Lions. So I'm willing to, I'm not worried about the one game for Jameson there. He was one of, I think, 8 or 9 pass catchers in week 1 that ran around on every single one of his quarterback's dropbacks. So the role is still good. Not worried about him. Obviously not worried about Pearsall. He had a great game. And then obviously no Kittle. That makes it even better. So that's a smash. Picking between Golden and someone that we could potentially pick up is going to be tough. So sort by like stats for week 1 just so I can see.
Yeah.
I think our best bet might be to look at a Kansas City player. I know I'm assuming somebody obviously already has Hollywood Brown on their team. So we're looking at like Juju, and I would assume Tyquan Thornton is available as well. So kind of picking between those two, there could be some potential there.
I think I had Thornton on my team. Or not, different Thornton.
Yeah, you have the other one. And then we obviously Matthew Golden, again, not really worried about his first game in the NFL. Jaden Reed, like being out, that would probably push him over the edge for me to where I would say him. But we're not going to know that until tomorrow, obviously.
Sorry, we're thinking.
Matthew Golden, if Jaden Reed is out, I would say for sure.
Okay.
But we just won't know that until tomorrow. But there's still probably some guys, like there's guys you can drop off your bench. Like Chris Rodriguez didn't end up working out. Like he was not active. So it's just very clear that he's just not involved. So like you can comfortably drop him. I don't know if you've made any other moves like since your draft about, you had Christian Kirk on here. Like he's injured right now.
Yeah. So. No moves made yet.
Okay. So yeah, I think Chris Rodriguez is droppable. Given the current kind of situation that we're in.
Yeah, he was my last pick anyway, so we're not losing much there.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of the thesis around that. It's like you can pick him last, and then like, in best ball, like if you take someone like that, you're kind of screwed. But in these types of leagues, I'm fine taking that risk because if he stinks, you just drop him or whatever, and it's not a penalty. Does anyone have Io Manor from the Titans on their team?
Io Manor.
Yeah.
How would you spell that?
It's if you want to put it in the search, AYOMANOR. Yeah, someone does have him. Okay. Trying to think here.
It's like, do we think DeAndre Hopkins, that one-handed grab, we're thinking that's a one-off? We're not gonna do that every week.
Yeah, I don't. I would lean. Yeah, I think on that. Like,
such
I
a
didn't think
run-heavy team, right?
he didn't look bad to me watching the game, but again, he didn't get a lot of usage outside of the, that one-handed touchdown. So I don't know. And this game specifically, like they're such big favorites. I don't know how much they'll be throwing the ball. They're 11.5-point favorites this week against the Browns. So I don't know. I'd probably skip that one. What about Zacchaeus? Does anybody have Zacchaeus on their team? So that's Zaccheaus.
No.
Okay, that could be a potential pickup. So kind of if you want the background there, the Bears drafted Luther Burden obviously pretty high, but Zacchaeus played basically the full time in the preseason. He was treated as a starter, rested with the starters, and while Luther Burden pretty much played exclusively with the second team in the preseason. So over the course of the season, I think Luther Burden's role will grow, but Zacchaeus was number 2 on the team in targets on Monday night. He had a decent amount of receiving yards, and he was involved, and he actually got targeted inside the 10 and just got tripped up. Like he very easily could have scored a touchdown. So I don't hate him as a deeper league pickup, and it doesn't appear to be a ton of like good players available in this league that you're showing me. So
Yeah.
He definitely would be on my list of potential pickups here.
All right, we'll put him on our watch list for now until we lock that in. And you said Juju was the other one to kind of watch out for?
Yeah, so obviously we know no Worthy, no Rashee Rice. Jalen Royals did not practice today either, again. So he was inactive, the rookie that they drafted. He was inactive last week, did not practice today. That being said, I try to preach this on my streams. We don't worry about Wednesday practice reports because all that matters is basically nowadays all that matters is Friday. But a lot of times guys will not practice Wednesday and it's used as like veteran rest and stuff. Now that's not the case for Jalen Royals. He's not a veteran, but even if he didn't practice today, if he ended up practicing Friday, I would assume he's going to play. So I just don't know. But for right now, he didn't play last week. They don't have Rice. They don't have Xavier Worthy now. So it's basically Juju, Hollywood Brown, Tyquan Thornton, and Travis Kelce. Like that's what we're looking at. So I don't know. Like they're gonna have to throw to somebody. And Juju didn't play bad. I mean, he had eight fantasy points, 5 for 55, decent amount of targets as well. So yeah, he's definitely on the list.
All right, add him up. What do we think about Noah Fant as an extra tight end for a flex here?
Yeah, I would rank him. I definitely would rank him behind those two we just talked about. Now, his role honestly didn't look that bad, and anybody that's on the field with Joe Burrow is interesting. So I would say, who is your tight end right now?
Kraft.
Okay, yeah. I don't hate it. What other tight ends are available? Let's take a look. I would prefer Strange to Fant, I think.
Okay, and then with Kittle being out, do we want to try that handcuff for Tongs?
Yeah, I don't hate it. I still think I'd pick Strange. Would probably be my pick.
Okay. Slap him down. And Cincy.
Yeah, that's the highest total on the board this week. Jaguars and Bengals, almost 50. Should be high scoring.
Yeah. That could be good.
Yeah, I don't see anything else at tight end. I think I don't hate Fant. Fant is fine, but again, 26 yards and a touchdown, take the touchdown out. He is firmly behind the other guys that got a little bit more usage than him. Same thing with the Niners backup. Scored a touchdown in the red zone. That can happen, but Strange, I feel more confident in his role being sticky week to week. So I would put him at the top for the tight end pickups. Who could we drop? Let me look at your team again.
I could pull up my team again. So we're probably Rodriguez is gone.
Yeah, so we're definitely. I would say we pick up Juju or Zacchaeus and drop Rodriguez, and then
Like
I
dropping
think
Kraft feels bad, but
yeah, you don't want to drop him. I would say you could wait until at some point Worthy is going to be eligible to go on that IR spot you have.
yeah.
Even if it's just for this week. Like I don't know. I don't think they'll put him on IR like actual, but once he gets ruled out for this game this week, you can slot him there and then you could pick up Strange. I don't anticipate if nobody picked up Brenton Strange like when waivers went through, I think you're probably safe to wait a couple days. So I would say pick up one of the receivers, drop Rodriguez, and then wait until you can throw Worthy on that IR and then scoop up Brenton Strange.
Okay. How are we feeling about Green Bay defense? They did pretty well week one, but I don't think they had much of a challenge.
Yeah, let's see what show me what defenses are available. Cowboys against the Giants. Chargers against the Raiders. Indy not terrible. Bo Nix looked terrible. I don't know.
Jaden Daniels seems scary this year.
Yeah. I mean, more so at defense, I'd be worried just about like turnovers. But I don't know. I haven't put a ton of thought into defense this week. I would say, if anything, you take Cowboys over the Giants. The Giants just look so bad. Like Russell Wilson could easily throw an interception or two or pick six, whatever. I don't know if you want to drop the Packers. I think that's fine, but I'd probably lean Cowboys as the preferred defense between those two for this week, anyways.
Okay, put them on the list.
And then what about kicker? Who's your kicker currently?
I took McPherson, and that didn't go well. But if it's supposed to be a shootout,
yeah, it's still fine to keep him. I don't have an issue there. So, all right, who do you like? That's your team. Who do you like between Juju and Zacchaeus, the two options that I have presented to you?
Well, so Juju's kind of a buzz name just because I know him.
Yeah. Yes. They both had similar stat lines in week one as well.
Yeah, sorry, we're trying to figure out how to navigate Sleeper for the first time. Where am I?
Click, yeah, there. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Xavier, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, take your take your pick between these two. Both have good matchups, honestly. So
yeah,
I don't know. KC moves guys around. I would assume Juju is still going to play a lot of slot, which means he would see Cooper DeJean on Sunday because he's going to play nickel. So I don't know. That on paper, that is like kind of a tough matchup, but like we said, they're going to have to throw to somebody.
Yeah.
So just from a volume perspective, I still feel pretty confident with it. Zacchaeus, better matchup, higher total game against the Lions. Again, he's going to play majority kind of the slot time there, which can definitely be exploited on the Lions end. So take your pick between those two, and I would say go ahead and rip it.
Yeah, so far I'm kind of down on Caleb Williams. Every time I've watched him, it doesn't look like a good time there.
Yeah.
So we'll rip.
Xavier, do you think K9 is worth trading for? I would not. I am coming out of week one. If I could lay out two or three guys that I'm most concerned about their role, Kenneth Walker would be at the top of that list. I really thought that this coaching staff liked him and he was going to be, the bell cow back. And that wasn't the case. I think you could make the argument that Charbonnet had a better role than him in the first week, which is concerning. So I would say I probably wait and see on that unless you could just get him for free. But I'm not encouraged by what I saw. All right. So, Aiden, for your team, I would say, like I said, wait till tomorrow, afternoon. See if Jaden Reed is going to play or not. If Jaden Reed gets ruled in, it's a tough choice between Golden and Juju.
Yeah, for sure.
If Jaden Reed gets ruled out, I think it's an easy choice, and you just roll with Golden then.
Roll
That's
as
kind of how
is.
I would handle it. Yeah, and everything else is fine. Other than if you want to swap the defense out, you can do that as well. Also, just make sure you put Golden. Make sure you put your latest guy in the flex. So put Keenan Allen in your flex just in case something happens and you need to make a change.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
All right, so we'll be in contact tomorrow once we get news on Jaden Reed. That probably won't hit until.
Yeah, when is the average NFL news cycle on a game day?
Yeah, so inactives come out 90 minutes before the game, so we would get like official word then, but we might get a Schefter report in the afternoon, like Jaden Reed's not going to play tonight. I don't know. It's hit or miss with that, but worst case, you'll know an hour and a half prior to the game starting if he's going to play or not.
All right, sounds good. I think we got a marching order for this week here.
Yeah, can I see your matchup real quick before you leave? Let's see who you're playing this week.
Yeah, sure.
Fields, McCaffrey, JT, Tyreek, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, Njoku, Kamara. Okay. Not bad. JT's got a tough matchup. Tyreek, hit or miss if he's going to want to play football or not.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, hit or miss. I would say a lot of boom busty guys here. Kamara, pretty good, though. McCaffrey, great role, especially with Kittle out, even better. But luckily for you, Justin Fields had a massive game in week 1. So, maybe he has a good game, but not quite as good of a game. There's a very good chance of that.
Yeah, and hopefully Buffalo's defense kind of does something like what they did in the fourth quarter against the Ravens.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for the help.
Yeah. Chat, if you guys are curious, Aiden, we'll probably do this quite often. He's going to come on and we're going to try and at least get it like a playoff berth in this league. We got to just make some noise. It's hard to win a league, but we at least got to make some noise.
Yeah, this is our team, chat. This isn't just my team.
Yeah, this is a collaborative effort. Yeah. Kyle Pickens, Troy Franklin in a third for AJ Brown in a 7th. I'm assuming you're talking about a dynasty league. I need to think about that.
That's right. I also do have draft picks that we get to use in this one. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's keeper league.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was thinking today I almost wanted to chuck something out for Keon Coleman because.
Yeah, if there's ever any like big trades, we'll have to break those down here on the stream as well.
For sure, we can do that.
If Reed is out, would you play Golden over Iomanor and Booty in full PPR? Yes, I would. Kayshawn Booty is a little, I don't know. That one's tough because he's got to get a matchup as well. I'd have to think about that one, Ryan, but first reaction, yes. All right, I'm going to flip back to my screen here. You're more than welcome to stay on the stream, Aiden, or you can leave if you need to. Like, you do whatever.
I probably do have to head out here and finish a couple of things up here for the day.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on, chat. Everybody say goodbye to Aiden. He'll be on next week, I'm sure, at some point, and hopefully he gets a win this week.
Yeah. Take care, all. Thanks for the help, and we'll talk next week.
All right, sounds good.
See ya.
Keenan Allen. Do you think Keenan Allen will keep that target role going forward? I do, Jim. Honestly, he's got rapport with Justin Herbert. I think just like perfect fit. Like him and Lad McConkey, such a good kind of basis for what they want to do on offense, and they looked more willing to kind of let Justin Herbert do his thing and come into his own. So I'm sure like it'll oscillate between him and McConkey depending on matchup, but I do think he's going to be very involved. I do. And if you guys remember, I wrote him up in my dream draft article. I put him in the favorite late rounds target section. I have him on a lot of my teams. Okay, Kyle, let me come back to this. Pickens, Troy Franklin, and a third for AJ Brown and a seventh. If this is a dynasty league, I would say no. AJ Brown is getting older. Don't know if I'd want to trade for him. Unless you are getting the Pickens side, then I would say yes. Okay. So chat, on my screen, Guillotine League. This is FSGA. You can see 17 teams. Guillotine League. If you don't know what a Guillotine League is, basically the lowest point total from each week gets eliminated and all their players go onto the waiver wire. I've never played in a Guillotine League before. I'm familiar with the format, but I've never played in one of these leagues. So I don't really know how to handle the waiver wire here. We are in 4th place after 1 week. So here's our team currently. I'll show you. We've got Dak, Chuba Hubbard, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, George Pickens, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Jake Ferguson, Will Reichard, Rams. And then the bench, I'm going to be dropping some of these guys. So here is our team, obviously. Honestly, this team drafted a back in like the middle of July. I would say for 17 teams, this is not a bad team. And that would be why we are in 4th place after week 1. Not a bad team for 17. Now, if we look at the waiver wire here, I currently, obviously tonight, you get 1,000 fab locks tonight. I put in 1 claim on Fannin. I don't know if I'm going to up this or lessen it. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to decide this. Obviously, I have Ferguson, which fits with Dak, but I think Fannin, I mean, we talked about him yesterday. Priority pickup for me in most leagues. I definitely would be starting him over Ferguson. And I kind of like not having like a 2-man stack with Dak in a league where you get eliminated if you score the less points. Because if they have a bad game, that's going to heighten my chances of getting eliminated as opposed to a normal league where you just lose your matchup and it doesn't matter. So Fannin, I might up this amount. I don't know. I got to decide, but definitely want to pick him up. Here's some of the other guys that are available because let me know in the chat. This is my kind of thoughts on things. I think it'd be better to wait a little bit and then use my the big amount of my budget later on. If I think I can survive a few weeks, I think it would be better to save a large amount of my budget if I think I can survive. And honestly, for a 17-team league, I feel pretty confident in that team. So I think I can survive a few weeks before I really need to make these like big splashes, and we can kind of see who becomes available over the next few weeks. My plan with the draft was, you can tell I went very wide receiver heavy. So I'm going to be looking to make big purchases on the running backs on the waiver wire that become available. So for this week, if we look at guys that are available, Jalen Hurts, big name quarterback, is on the waiver wire. At running back, it's like James Cook, and that's about it. So do I really want to spend up on James Cook? I like James Cook. I thought he had a pretty good role in week 1. There was a lot of reports that he wanted to play more on 3rd downs. He did that in week 1. Obviously, it's a high-power team, so the role is good. Do I really want to spend up on him, though? Receiver, CeeDee Lamb's available. Now, I have Dak Prescott and George Pickens. Like, do I want to go all in? I would say typically in week 1, like a top 5, a guy that gets drafted top 5 or 6 probably doesn't normally become available. But at the same time, like, I'm pretty much going to be starting those receivers every week. So we don't have a flex in this league outside of it's 2 receivers and a flex. So I don't have a spot to start to start CeeDee Lamb every week. I would just be replacing George Pickens with CeeDee Lamb. And then I don't think you can make trades in this league. So, I mean, George Pickens is just useless then. So I don't know if I want to spend all my money on CD, even though I have Dak Prescott, and it probably makes sense to do that. And then at tight end, obviously we have the big names there, that being Harold Finn and Juwan Johnson, the most popular pickups of the week. So I definitely want to make a play for Harold Finn here. I'm going to make some ad drops after waivers run and replace some of these guys that weren't good picks on my bench. But if you're in the chat, how much should I bid on Fannin, and should I go in on James Cook, or should I wait another week and see who loses this week, assuming it's not us, and make a play for their running backs, or just keep being patient? I think I can survive another week. I mean, the Cowboys have a very good matchup at home against the Giants. Chuba's matchup is fine. I didn't love Aaron Jones' role on Monday night, but he was involved in the passing game, so maybe he can get me 10 points again or whatever. And then obviously Justin Jefferson, same thing. Like, he's fine. So I think I can survive. JSN had an over 50% target share in week 1, just monster workload. Not Patriots, Steelers secondary looked pretty suspect. So I feel pretty confident that we can survive another week. And I don't know if James Cook is kind of right on the edge of what I want to do here. So I think I'm going to wait. But what do you guys think? How much money should I put on Fannin? Like, is 50 enough, or are people going to go higher? Johnson and Fannin still available on waivers. Who should I go get real quick? Who is your tight end currently in your league? I would lean Fannin over Juwan personally. That's how I had it in my waiver article yesterday, only because as long as Joe Flacco's in the lineup, I trust the offense more on the Browns. And as the season progresses, Fannin being a young player that they drafted high and they spent draft capital on, I think, like, even if the team goes to crap and they're sucking and tanking, Fannin is still going to get a lot of involvement just because he's a younger player. Whereas the Saints completely bottom out, I don't know. So I would lean Fannin over Juwan personally. I would grab Fannin if I were you there. I think you hold off on Cook. Yeah, somebody will go big on CD for sure, Jim. I agree with that. I have Chuba Hubbard and Aaron Jones right now. Those are my running backs. But receiver, like I said, I'm good at. Like, unless one of these guys gets hurt, I have no spot for CD other than just taking Pickens out and rocking Dak and CD. It would be fun to have CD and Jettas on the same team, but it's more valuable for me to pick up a big running back, I think, whenever they become available. So I'm probably just going to hold off. But I don't know how people, like I said, I've never played in one of these leagues. I don't know how people are going to bid on stuff, and I don't know if this is enough money to get Fannin. So I think maybe I'll up it to, I just eliminated that. Whoops. Maybe I'll up it to like 65. I don't know. I think we'll roll with that. All right, I'm gonna pull up unabated. We can talk about week 2 again. Tomorrow, obviously streaming at 4. We're gonna do big Thursday night football preview, touchdown picks, best bets, all that good stuff. DFS talk. Let me log back in here. Let me pull this up. All right. 1K. Yeah. Yeah. 1,000 budget. I just have never played in one of these leagues to know how people are gonna bid week one. If I lose on Fanon, whatever, I'll just accept it, I guess. But it's like a learning process. I don't know in comparison to a regular league how these people are gonna bid on stuff. Someone will drop a bag on CD though, I'm sure. Early leans in games, kind of like. So I gave this out yesterday. Browns plus 11.5. Too many points in my opinion. So I like Browns to cover. And you guys know how much I hate this Browns team this year. Like, bet them under 5.5 wins. I don't think they're very good. But I do think 11.5 is too many points. So I'm a little bit interested there. I still think I'm interested in Miami, but I don't know. It's like just two bad teams. I don't like betting on two bad teams, but I think Miami is probably a good pick. Probably, I don't really have a lean on tomorrow night's game right now for a side, but when I really dive into the game tonight, we'll see if that changes. Definitely Cleveland plus 11.5. Probably lean Miami. That's probably my two favorite spots right now. I do have a touchdown I like for the weekend already, that being Josh Allen minus 110 against the New York Jets. If we look at, I mean, first of all, I feel like you could always run on Detroit a little bit when Aaron Glenn was there, quarterback-wise, which obviously works out in favor of Josh Allen. So I'm probably going to be pretty heavy on Josh Allen anytime touchdown. I mean, Aaron Rodgers just shredded them too. I'm trying to look up if I can find Josh Allen's game logs against Detroit when Glenn was there. Because you could always run on Detroit because Aaron Glenn is one of the few guys nowadays that is going to call like pretty man-heavy coverage. Obviously, we know that you can run. Mobile quarterbacks can take advantage of man-heavy defenses. So I'm trying to see if I can find Josh Allen's stats against the Lions like the last couple of years. Let's see. Let's go back to last year. Yeah, I mean, so if we look at last year, Bills won 48-42. Josh Allen, 11 carries for 68 yards and 2 touchdowns against Aaron Glenn's defense. Let's go back to 23. Did not play them in 23. Let's go back to 22. He did play them in 22, 10 for 78 and 1. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a big play, bro, because I already like this spot anyways. Let me see if I can find like what his rushing prop is. I'm definitely this might be a 2-unit. I don't ever bet this much on a touchdown. This might be a 2-unit touchdown play. And then we might ladder the rushing yards. I'm gonna be honest with you. This might be the spot this week. I don't see it on FanDuel. Let me check here. Let's check DraftKings. This might be the spot this week. This might be my ladder play. I don't know if I've ever bet 2 units on a touchdown, but I might do it this week. If you're in the chat, what's your early lean favorite bet for this weekend thus far? Let's see if DraftKings has it. Okay, DraftKings does not yet have his prop. Check Bet365. Bet365 has him minus 110 anytime, plus 550 first TD, plus 550 for 2 touchdowns or more. Just actually insane. It's just robbing you. Let's see. Rush yards over under. Josh Allen 35.5. Okay. So that's probably a basis of what we're going to get. 35.5. Let's see what the alts are. So if we took over 35.5, what could we get 50 plus at? Plus 210, plus 350 for 60. I don't know if these are good enough, like alts, but I do really like the touchdown. What was his high last season? Let's see. Let's see. So he had 14 carries for 30 yards last week, but his high last season, there's an 82 against the Rams. And then that's definitely the highest. You had a 68 against Detroit, which was the second highest total on the season. And then there's a bunch of 50s. 50 against the Colts, 55 against the Chiefs, 54 against the Texans. Let's go back to 23. Same thing. You got a 67 in there, an 81, and that's really it. So I don't know. Maybe not a ladder spot. 35 could be 2 rushes. Yeah, I definitely like the over 35. That's certain. But I don't know I don't know if we're getting good enough odds for me to want to ladder this, because I really would only want to take it up to 70. I guess 80 plus is 9-1. I don't know. I'll think about that. I definitely like the over 35.5, and I love the touchdown. That's going to be my number 1 touchdown play of the week, I think. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown against the Jets, minus 110 odds. It's going to be a big play, I think. All right. That probably about does it for today. Tomorrow, live at 4 per usual. Thursday Night Football preview, best bets, touchdown picks, Thursday Night Football DFS, all that good stuff. I will have game preview blog out tomorrow before the stream. I will have Survivor pick video out tonight on the YouTube channel. So if you play in Survivor leagues and you want my picks for this week, YouTube recorded. It'll be like a 5 to 10 minute long YouTube video up tonight. Obviously, just check the Rolling Insights YouTube later. That will be posted late tonight. I'll tweet it out whenever it's up as well. Advanced in all my leagues. Unless you took the Patriots last week, everybody advanced in their leagues. And I don't really know why you would have taken the Patriots to begin with. So everyone in this chat should still be alive in their Survivor pools. Also, I was doing a Survivor pool on Splash Sports that it's touchdown Survivor. So you pick a touchdown score every week. Last week, you had to pick 2, and then you just needed 1 of them. I have 2 entries. All 4 of the guys that I picked scored touchdowns. So we'll see what happens. I got 2 entries alive in the touchdown. I'm probably going to take Josh Allen on mine because I feel super confident about it. That's a bigger guy that you would probably like to keep for later on, but I feel really confident in him right now. So I might have him on one of my touchdown Survivor entries. But look for that video tonight. Game preview out tomorrow. Stream it tomorrow at 4. good luck tonight if you're betting baseball or anything along those lines. And I will see everyone tomorrow at 4 o'clock.